This is a marriage proposal. I'd be more than happy to. Your smile collapsed on the spot. You shoved his hand away. Just then, the car came to a smooth stop. You stood at the front gate of your home and couldn't help looking back at Jen Lehigh one more time. Before he could even say anything, two ice-cold hands coiled around your neck like snakes, sending chills all over your body. Second sister's soft breath tickled your ear. My dear little brother, did you enjoy your little lunch today? Third sister immediately chimed in. How dare you have a meal without inviting third sister? You quickly plastered on the most apologetic smile. Okay. I'll take you somewhere even better tomorrow, I promise. While you were busy managing your two sisters, big sister appeared silently at the doorway, her voice cold and flat. Jen Lehigh, we have some family matters to discuss. We won't be inviting you in tonight. Jen Lehigh nodded with perfect understanding. Of course, big sister, I'll head out then. As the iron gate slowly swung shut, the twin sisters still had you in a death grip and dragged you straight inside. You squirmed in protest. Honestly, don't you think this is a little too much physical contact between us? Second sister gave you a sly look. Oh, really? And here I thought things had already gone cold between us. You looked away guiltily. Fortunately, the awkward situation didn't last long. The moment your adoptive parents saw you, they rushed over and shamelessly elbowed their own daughters aside and nervously pressed a document into your hands. You pulled it out and looked. The moment you saw the words, share transfer agreement, you knew things were about to get complicated. Your mother's voice was impossibly gentle with just a hint of coaxing. Baby, just sign this real quick. That fan family clearly doesn't have much going on upstairs. Once you sign this, you can't go back to them anyway. Your father chimed in right behind her. Exactly. 30% of the company was always going to be yours when you came of age. And we're throwing in the private jet we bought especially for you. You feigned surprise. Didn't you just send a cruise ship a few days ago? A private jet, though. I mean, I could probably find a use for that. You blinked, already quietly plotting what you do with it. As for the company shares, you weren't interested in taking them over just yet. You took a dramatic step back and looked at your adoptive parents with the most wounded expression. Why are you rushing into next year's business now? What? Are you trying to ship me off to the fan family? Don't even want me here for my own birthday next year? The May couple panicked immediately. Of course not. Absolutely not! Your mother rushed to explain. That's exactly why Mom wants you to sign this, so you can't go back to the fan family. How could Dad and Mom ever bear to send our baby away? You instantly switched gears. Good. Then we're settled. Don't worry. I never wanted to go back to the fan family. The way they acted today, it's not like they were dying to have me back either. Saves me the trouble. School starts tomorrow. I'm heading upstairs to sleep. Before they could get another word in, you turned and headed straight upstairs. The people left downstairs looked at each other. One shared glance was all it took. They all understood. Big sister looked back at her parents. The message couldn't have been clearer. That kid got hurt, since he won't let us get directly involved. The least we can do is make the fan family feel it. Father's expression darkened. I'll leave that to you girls. They are technically his birth parents. Just give them a small taste and that's enough, big sister scoffed. Since they clearly don't know how to read the room, we'll be generous and teach them a lesson. A proper one. That same night, the lights at Fan Group blazed. What happened? Why did they suddenly cancel the order? Fan Mean rushed back after getting the news. Inside the office, the fake heir stared at the screen. His expression had gone completely sour. They didn't give a specific reason. Just said they're done working with us. The penalty payment's already been transferred. They told us to just follow standard procedure. Fan Jian slammed his hand on the desk in fury. Everything was fine. Why the sudden cancellation? Do we even need their lousy penalty money? This was our very first order since coming to the capital. It's a big deal. Who's pulling strings behind our backs? Fan Yin's words made the fake heir's brow crease. Come to think of it, they did say something. They told us to think carefully before making any moves from now on. Said if we want to make it in this city, we need to know who's untouchable and who you absolutely cannot cross. Fan Jin's face darkened instantly. We just got here. Who could we possibly have offended? Then something clicked. He reached into his pocket and pulled out that business card. Father and son locked eyes. The answer was obvious. Fan Jin said grimly, tomorrow you're coming with me to the May family. The Fan father and son barely slept that whole night. You, on the other hand, slept like a baby. When you came downstairs for breakfast the next morning, your adoptive parents were staring at you. With the most suspicious grins, you had no idea what was going on. Okay, what did you two do behind my back? Your mother smiled innocently. Nothing at all. I come eat your favorite fried dough sticks. She piled them into your bowl, looking at their guilty faces. You had a pretty good idea of what went down, but you couldn't be bothered to dig into it. You took a few casual bites, heading to school. Your father called after you. Oh, by the way, that other boy seems to have transferred to your class. Do you want us to... You waved it off. No need. That would just make me look nervous. The May couple always respected your calls. They let it go at school. The atmosphere was pretty chill, everyone catching up about their breaks. People greeted you as naturally as ever when you walked in. The moment you sat down, a few familiar faces crowded around you. Heard the Fan Group and the Ding family deal fell through. You know what happened? Oh, really? You blinked with the most innocent look. I heard that Fan kid is transferring here today. Don't worry, bro, we've got your back no matter what. You let out a light laugh, reached over and knocked the guy on the head. What do you think this is? Some drama where you pick sides? He rubbed his head and grinned like an idiot. Can't help it. This whole situation just spiced up what was shaping up to be a boring semester. You raised an eyebrow. So I'm the entertainment. He immediately backpedaled. No. I meant he's the entertainment. My bad. You shook your head laughing and tuned them all out. Everyone watching your completely unbothered energy could tell you weren't taking any of this seriously, and that was all the reassurance they needed. Right on cue, The bell rang and the crowd scattered back to their seats. Jen Lehigh strolled in exactly as the bell finished and slid into the seat beside you like it was the most natural thing in the world. Once he was settled, you muttered under your breath, "No loyalty and no conscience." Jen Lehigh chuckled softly and reached over to ruffle your hair, then pulled a small box from his pocket, peace offering. The corner of your mouth twitched up. "Now we're talking!" You decided to officially forgive him for ditching you to go home alone last night. Jen Lehigh just smiled and absorbed every one of your little moods without complaint. The warning bell rang. The teacher appeared in the doorway and the entire classroom went pin drop quiet. The fake heir walked in quietly behind the teacher, his head down, fingers clutching the hem of his shirt, the picture of tension and awkwardness. Every pair of eyes in the room zeroed in on him. The unfiltered stares made him shrink even further. The teacher gave him a nod. "Go ahead and introduce yourself." His voice was small, stiff with nerves. "Hi everyone. My name is Fan Tong. I hope we get along." Dead silence. After a beat, sparse and scattered applause filled the room. Just enough to be polite, not a drop of warmth. It made the class's collective stance crystal clear. Fan Tong's gaze swept the room and landed on you, lazily mid-yawn in the back. The homeroom teacher gestured toward the back of the room. "Find any open seat for now. We'll sort out assignments later." At the teacher's words, Fan Tong finally pulled his gaze away. There wasn't really a choice, though. Only one seat was left. With no other option, Fan Tong shouldered his bag and walked toward that single empty spot. He forced a small smile and greeted warmly. "Hey, nice to meet you, desk mate." His seatmate gave a flat, Fan Tong pressed his lips together awkwardly and decided not to push his luck. He set down his bag and took his seat. Out of habit, he glanced up and caught sight of the person across the aisle by the window, twirling a pen, absent-mindedly staring out at nothing. Completely indifferent to his existence,